Have you ever wondered why on every flight, the flight attendants will make an announcement saying mobile phones and electronic devices must be switched off or on flight mode during takeoff and landing? If you have ever wondered why, buckle up because in today's video, we shall dig into this subject. The restriction on mobile phone usage during takeoff and landing in airplanes is a long-standing safety measure. While many advancements in technology have minimized the risks associated with electronic devices, airlines and regulatory bodies still enforce these rules for several important reasons. These include potential interference with aircraft systems, ensuring passenger attentiveness during critical flight phases, and reducing distractions for crew members. Understanding why mobile phones are restricted during these periods offers insight into aviation safety protocols and the cautious approach airlines take to protect passengers. Life incidents and lessons learned. There have been notable incidents in aviation history where the use of mobile phones or other electronic devices has been linked to critical situations. For example, in 2003, a report by the British Civil Aviation Authority cited instances where electronic devices were suspected of causing navigational issues. Although such cases are rare, they underscore the importance of caution. Furthermore, the National Transportation Safety Board, as NTSB, has documented cases where passenger inattentiveness during safety briefings contributed to confusion and delayed evacuations during emergencies. These real-life examples highlight the potential risks and reinforce why stringent regulations are in place. By learning from past incidents, the aviation industry continues to prioritize safety and minimize any possible threats. Passenger attentiveness and safety briefings. Another important reason for limiting mobile phone usage during takeoff and landing is to ensure that passengers are paying full attention to safety instructions. During these critical moments, flight crew often provides vital information about what to do in case of emergencies, as well as safety demonstrations that include the use of seat belts, life vests, and oxygen masks. If passengers are distracted by their mobile devices, they may not hear or understand these important briefings. In an emergency, a passenger who has not been paying attention to safety instructions may be slower to react or might not know how to properly use safety equipment, putting themselves and others at greater risk. By reducing distractions during takeoff and landing, airlines aim to keep passengers focused and prepared for any potential issues. Minimizing distractions for crew members. Takeoff and landing are the busiest and most challenging parts of a flight for the crew, particularly the pilots and flight attendants. During these times, flight attendants are focused on ensuring the cabin is secure, checking that passengers are seated, and that all safety protocols are in place. If passengers are busy with their phones, they may be less cooperative or slow to respond to instructions, making the job of the flight attendants more difficult. For the pilots, takeoff and landing require intense focus as these phases involve rapidly changing conditions such as altitude adjustments, speed changes, and coordination with air traffic control. Although mobile phones may not directly distract pilots, they could increase the chances of unnecessary cabin disruptions, which could add stress or confusion during already demanding periods of the flight. Technological advances and future changes. It is worth noting that technological advances have started to address some of the concerns that led to the initial ban on mobile phone use. Modern aircraft are better shielded from interference, and many airlines now offer in-flight Wi-Fi services that allow for controlled use of electronic devices during flight. However, takeoff and landing restrictions still remain in place for mobile phones. In some regions, regulatory bodies have begun relaxing these rules slightly, allowing airplane mode or flight-safe settings that disable a phone's signal transmission while still allowing passengers to use non-communicative functions of their devices, such as listening to music or reading. Despite this progress, the cautious approach of keeping phones switched off or in airplane mode during takeoff and landing persists. The unpredictability of emergencies during these critical flight phases means that the small risk of interference or distraction is not one airlines are willing to take, even with more advanced technology. To round this off, The restriction on mobile phone use during takeoff and landing is rooted in precautionary measures aimed at ensuring passenger safety. While interference with aircraft systems is less likely with modern planes, the risk still exists, especially during the most critical phases of flight. Additionally, keeping passengers attentive to safety instructions and minimizing distractions for both the crew and pilots are vital to maintaining a safe environment. As technology continues to evolve, these rules may become more flexible, but the current restrictions highlight the importance of prioritizing safety over convenience in air travel. Thank you for watching till the end. Do not go without giving us a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel and share your thoughts in the comment section.